Question 6. There are some counters in a bag. The counters are red or white or blue or yellow. Bob is going to take at random a counter from the bag. The table shows each of the probabilities that the counter will be blue or will be yellow. So we've got a table here. Color, red is blank, white is blank, blue is 0.45, yellow is 0.25. There are 18 blue counters in the bag. The probability that the counter Bob takes will be red is twice the probability that the counter will be white. Work out the number of red counters in the bag. So let's recap. What do we have here? We've got information about a bag. There are counters that are red, white, blue, yellow, so different colors. Bob is going to try take a counter at random. And there are 18 blue counters. We need to find the probability that the counter Bob takes will be red. The probability that Bob takes a red counter is twice the probability of the white. We need to find the number of red counters. So let's look at the steps. So first of all, we need to find the probabilities of this. So step 1 is to find probabilities. Find probabilities. The probability that the counter Bob takes will be red is twice that. We've got information about a blue counter. So step 2 is using the blue counters, because you've got blue is 0.45, is 18 blue counters. So using the counters, we need to find the number of red counters. So using counters, find red counters. So 2 steps, and within these steps we'll have other things to do. So first of all, we need to find the probabilities. So what are these missing to? So we've got information here. The probability that the counter Bob takes will be red is twice the probability that the counter will be white. So which one is dependent on the other? Is red dependent on white, or is white dependent on red? So red is twice that of white. So white is the main thing. So white is unknown, so that is x. So red becomes 2x because that's twice as much. So that's the first thing I've got. So now I've got this information. So I've got 2 unknowns. The good thing is I've got a x in both of them, so they are I've got 1 unknown in that sense. All probabilities add up to a number which is 1. So now I can solve to find out what x is. So I'm going to add all of these probabilities together. So 2x plus x gives me 3x. 0.45 plus 0.25 gives me 0.567, 0.7 equals to 1. Now I can find out what x is. So I'm going to eliminate 0.7 minus 0.7 from both sides. 3x equals 1 take away 0.7 is 0.3. And now I need to eliminate the 3, so I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. X equals 0.1. So I've got my probabilities here. Now, I need to then find out how many red counters there are. So if I have 18 blue counters, that is a probability of 0.45. So I need to find out what 0.1 would be. So if I do this, 0.45, 0.45 equals to 18 counters. And I need to go to a common number between these. So I can divide by 3. 3 goes into these. It's a calculator paper, so I can use my calculator. So 0.45 divided by 3 gives me 0.15. 18 divided by 3 gives me 6. Just double check with a calculator if you're not sure. Okay, so I've got that. So now I can divide by 3 again. 3 goes into 15 5 times, so you've got 0.05. 3 goes into 6 twice. So I've got that now. I want to get to 0.1, so I can now multiply it by 2. Multiply it by 2. 0.05 times 2 is 0.1. 2 times 2, 2 times 2, how did I write 4 here? 2 times 2 gives me 4. Okay, so I've got 0.1 equals to 4 counters. Now let me check. I've got red counters. Now red counters is 2x, so I need to times this 0.2x. X is 0.1, so 2 times 0.1 equals 0.2, so I need 0.2. So if I have 0.1 here, I want to get to 0.2, so times that by 2 again. Gives me 0.2. That gives me 8. So my final answer is 8 counters. So let me double check what's going on. So I've got information. I've found my probabilities. So all probabilities add up to 1. I started with an unknown, and then it was 2x. Using that, I got an equation. From the equation, I was able to find x. So that was 0.1. So for red, it was 0.1 times 2 gives me 0.2. So I've got that there. And then I've used the probability and 18 blue counters, 0.45 and 18 blue counters. And I was able to get to 0.2 here. So that's how I do my check.